Oh, I know what it is. Hey, here we go. We're live. And a minute late. My apologies. I was looking at the wrong clock, the one that runs slow, that I need to fix because that's a problem. Anyway, welcome to the Wholesale Real Estate Investing number 245 by SAHA. For those of you who don't know, that's Sell a House, Arizona. Oh, look at that. SAHA, SAHA. And we are the Property Noodlers, and today is Freedom Friday, and this is what, April 8th. Already a week gone in the second quarter here. Oh, wow. Where to start, John? Where to start? What do you say this morning?
Welcome to the Hangout and coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona. Where to start this morning? You know what I love about these Hangouts is that they're really, these things, they're not scripted. Paul and I may have an idea of what we want to talk about, but we're doing this kind of all off the cuff today. And you know what's so cool about it? It's like a window. You're actually looking at Paul in his home where he lives and my home where I live. And, you know, I don't put on makeup. I don't get dressed nice. And my eyes are like so itchy and I don't know what the heck it is. They were fine until I sat outside. And so I came back in. I could barely open them. So it's very distracting. Why do I bring this up? I have no idea. I'm trying to be personal with you guys, which is really one of the secrets to wholesale success is being personal with people because real estate's all about relationships. So I guess that's why I bring that up.
It is all about relationships, and we made a few new relationships last night at the Real Estate Rockstar interview Kevin Sparks held last night with yours truly being the guest host, and it was a lot of fun. He, you know, took it through the whole process again of, you know, kind of where we started the business, how we've grown it, you know, the different numbers of deals done year after year after year until, you know, last year's kind of explosion and where we are. And the really funny thing, Lisa and Daniel were there, right? And, you know, obviously at one point in time, he brought them up to join on front, you know, up front as well too. But while they were still sitting over at their table, going through, and in all actuality, I think I kind of had the numbers wrong a little bit, but going through the beginning of last year, Kevin had asked, so you know, let's say by July, how many deals had you done? And I said, I would say maybe probably about 18. And, you know, obviously hearing the whole progression of doing, you know, 3 and then 9 and then 12, or 3 and then 9 and then like 13. And then here we are in year 4, having done approximately 18 up until July. And and I don't know what it was, but Kevin looked over at Lisa and Daniel and was like, "Did you have any idea that's all that was that these guys had done at that point in time?" And they were like, "No." But that whole thing right there sort of, and you know, we exploited that because obviously, you know, the second half of the year was big and yada yada yada. And
what was it, 52 deals we did the last half of the year?
Well, 52 was the total, yeah. So, you know, 32, 30 something in the second half or whatever. But that just kept popping up as far as, you know, there would be certain comments made to be like, yeah, and you didn't even, and you had no idea who you were getting involved with, you know, stuff like that. And it was good because it got the whole crowd laughing a little bit and stuff like that. It really went well last night. And you know, the power of the people, you know, being in the people, you know, with people on the team, the people in the room, it was really cool because the people in the room asked a lot of really good questions. I was really impressed with Lisa's answers to a number of the questions as far as you know, giving out good information without giving out secrets. You know what I mean? She did really, really good with that. And it's funny because the room sort of, just because of the mindset and the thought process out there, lien debt was not mentioned once, right? So the room sort of gravitated their thought processes, the questions you could tell were geared coming from an angle of bank foreclosure, because we were saying foreclosures a lot, right? But their whole thought process, their questions were kind of geared from the mindset of thinking about a bank foreclosure. And I could tell that, so it was kind of interesting associating, our angle of foreclosure to the bank foreclosure thing. And then of course, at certain times having to, sort of apply a specific bank foreclosure piece to the answer. It was really kind of cool seeing how it all played out.
That's pretty awesome. Unfortunately, I had to miss Paul's interview last night, and I really wish that I had gone because I had the opportunity to do the Rockstar interview myself maybe a month and a half ago, and it was a lot of fun. And Kevin did the same thing. He brought Lisa and Daniel up during my talk, and they did very well as well. It is interesting to note, though, okay, so prior to them coming on board the team, we had done about 18 deals that year alone. Why did we start building the team, though? Because if we knew that if Paul and I can go out and get 18 deals, that if we can train other people to go out and get deals by doing what we're doing, we can double, triple, quadruple our numbers relatively quickly. Because, again, I'm going to reiterate my point I started off with in the beginning about relationships being what real estate's all about. The more people that you can go out there and touch with your marketing materials, with your salespeople, the more business you're simply going to do, because it's just more you're able to make more opportunities for building relationships. Why did Lisa and Daniel come on board with us? Is they saw that we were successful at wholesaling. Anyone who can do a couple of deals a month is successful, because most wholesalers do a couple of deals a year. But Paul and I had began, and really, Paul, you could say that between March of that year and June or July, whenever they came on board doing 18 deals, we probably did 15 of those 18 deals in the months of April, May, and June, because we really didn't have our system up and running until March, the end of March.
Yeah, exactly, April.
The system went live and we began to work it. We threw about 5 deals in escrow within the first week of launching the system.
Mm-hmm.
So that I'm sure that went well, but that would have been a piece that I would have liked to throw in. As I say, yeah, you came on board, we had only done 18 deals, but 15 of those 18 deals we did in just 3 months, the 3 months prior to you coming on board, when we launched the system and we were ready to begin bringing people onto the team to work the system. And then
that did come into play at some point in time, because Kevin also was talking to Lisa about, their progress when they came on board. When did you come on board? When did you get your first deal? Came on board in August. Oh, wow. Hey, is August a good time to go knocking on doors in Phoenix, people? And these guys did it. They're out there doing it, blah, blah, blah. 4 months to get their first deal and a $500 payday. But here we are just 3 months later down the road, 7.5, 8 months in. And right now they've closed on 6 deals, and they have 6 deals in escrow right now. And that brought that almost like brought the crowd to their feet. Everybody did. They clapped and cheered and all that stuff. So that was pretty awesome. And then a little bit later down the road, I also put into the fact that, and to impress upon you guys, kind of how awesome these two really are, is, and their persistence in their, pursuit of success at this. When they came on board and we had only been 18 deals in, you're talking about just a few months after we did that massive data dump into the new system, the new CRM system, from which, we were 4 months into that, we're still figuring this stuff out. So they came on board at a time when, this was all kind of just getting going, and during that time, they've been able to build from that to this. So that did come out as far as them coming in at a time when the system that we have now was not as refined as it is now.
Right, exactly. So we've already done, I think, about 18. I got to count them. If we close these 6, we'll have done about 19 deals so far this year or more.
It's right around there with those 6. I think, yeah, I think you're right in there.
And our goal this year is 144 transactions, which I think we'll do easily. You know, if you look at statistics, the first quarter of the year in real estate, because January and March are just typically slow months. Shoot, my cell phone's ringing and it just threw me off totally.
It's amazing how the brain can be tricked like that.
Yes. But the whole secret to all this really is about the relationships, because you can't do this on your own. No, people don't make millions of dollars by themselves. You have to have a team surrounding you to make that kind of money and to be successful. And it takes a team, which takes building relationships. And you got to have a business system. And a business system is a repeatable process that produces a profit, a predictable process, I should throw in there too, because I know that if I do A, B, and C, the result is going to be D. So with our system, we have leads come in. If you follow certain simple procedures and steps, you will land a deal. It's just inevitable. So we're all about systems and about relationships, because those are the 2 biggest secrets to really building a network marketing. I apologize. A real estate wholesaling business, or even a fix and if you're not interested in the wholesale side and you're fixing and flipping, well, you've got to still have a system for bringing in deals. You know, if you're flipping 2-3 houses a year, it's a hobby. It's not a business system. You need to be flipping at least 2 or 3 deals a month if you want to consider yourself in business.
Yeah, and your little network marketing slip there wasn't too horribly out of line, because obviously our property noodling system has been built upon the network marketing model, and the whole idea of not that you're out there selling stuff or whatever, blah blah blah, but the whole idea of teaching and training and learning to teach and train. And that was really cool, because actually somebody actually asked that question last night of sort of what I mean, here we're talking 4-8 months, these guys are doing well now, but I mean, what's your, she had a real hard time asking this question. She didn't really know how to put it, but basically, what's the model? How does it kind of work? Sort of a question. And explaining that it's all based upon the level of knowledge that you gain and the amount of participation that you contribute into the acquisition of a deal is what your compensation is based upon. And there's like 3 levels of a flat rate, and then you get into percentage. But the whole idea here is that once you're into this percentage level and you become that independent person who now you're that person, we can say, hey, here's 5 leads, and you bring back 2 contracts, and you didn't even make a phone call to us. That's the point in time where now you can become one of the trainers, and you can start building your own team underneath you. And the whole objective here is to create a system where somebody can work their way up through this whole entire thing and replace me. So that's the future, that's the potential, that's the drive for someone to sort of do a lot of hard work at first, not get paid a lot at first, but work your way up towards having everything that you're looking for in this business. So that was pretty interesting that somebody actually pulled that question out of what we had talked about and asked that question. Most of the other questions were all about deals and finding deals and everything else. she and one other gal kind of asked a few questions kind of about how the system works a little bit, like, well, what do you actually do, to start out with? And that was great, because that obviously gave me the opportunity to, and it fell in perfectly in place with Kevin just having talked about the education programs out there and the big money that you could pay, and Lisa just talking about sort of how the education that they've been gaining coming up through, and how they've been gaining it, like, directly from us, being, right there with them, helping them learn all this stuff. And so I was able to, the question on the timing on that was perfect, because I was able to just tie all that in with the whole idea of what's missing from the, pay for education, and how we've created our system to provide and start out with those two specific items. So it was real cool. I mean, it just, everything flowed nicely. Everything went according to, an unspoken plan, so to speak, where one thing just led to the other, and kind of fell right into place, to mesh things together and make it all sound really good. It was about, I don't know, maybe about 25 people there. So a lot of people that I'd never seen before or knew before. It was a good time. I really enjoyed it. And for those of you who didn't make last night, just to let you know, may as well promote right here on the Google Hangout a little bit. We've got a property tour happening this Saturday. What is this Saturday? It's the 10th, or is it the 9th? No, it's the 9th. Oh, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow, and not this Saturday. It's tomorrow. April 9th, Saturday, begins at 9:30 a.m. It'll kick off at our new office space, which is located at 210 East Morris Drive in Phoenix, Arizona, 85012. We're going to kick off there, and then we're going to head up to a property that John and I have acquired recently, a 6-unit property that we're going to go have a look at, see what kind of a mess it's in, and kind of outline our plan for putting this place back together and what we might do with it in the future. And then we'll be heading back to the office for some education and some training, and it'll be a good time. Oh, and a free lunch. Hey, why not? Free lunch. Come on out. So if you're interested in that, PropertyNoodlers@gmail. Send us an email and let us know that you would be liking to attend, so we can make sure we have enough food for you, because we don't want anybody to go hungry on this day. And come on out and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. But getting back to the whole thing here, the power of the people. I think we really impressed last night upon the people in the group, the power behind, kind of building a team that, doing it alone can only get you so far. And I think that was a pretty powerful angle that kind of got expressed last night.
How many people talked to you last night that want to be that did anyone talk to you last night about wanting to become wholesalers and learning more about what we do?
I would say that not to me, no. There was 2 people I could tell by their well, no, there was one guy that didn't actually ask the question. So I would say there was probably 3 people that, just through what little conversation I had or the questions that they asked, that are in that boat. Their interest lied in that area.
Now, very interesting. I have more questions, but I don't want to get into those now because we only got about 10 minutes left. But I can't stress enough, like, why, how important it is to build relationships, which is why we do these events, and why, one of the things you should be doing if you're out there and you stumbled into this hangout and you're thinking about, or you're already involved in wholesale real estate, is you got to go out and connect with investors, because you need those cash buyers to buy your homes. You need to go out and connect with people that you could show what it is you're doing, so you could duplicate yourself and do more deals. And you know what? Would you rather do this business on your own and close 6 deals a year at averaging $10,000 a deal? Hey, great. $60,000 a year is a great salary for a great paycheck for the average person out there working. Or would you rather show 5 people right? How they could get 6 deals a year and you get 50%, even if you only get 50% of the deals that those 5 people are doing. They do 6 deals a year, averaging 10 grand a deal. That's 30 deals. That's 300,000. If you split it with those people 50-50, that's 150,000. And that's not counting if you go out and find your own deal. See, that's the power of building a team and sharing your knowledge with other people. In my opinion, like Paul and I could keep everything we do secret and go out and get deals and not train our potential competition. But because of the limited time in a day and the limited, your ability to only be in so many places at one, well, you can only be in one place at one time, but to be so many places in a day, and you only have so much time to have so many conversations in a day. That's why we do this. That's why we do these hangouts, is we're building relationships. We're looking for people that want to learn this business, that are serious and dedicated and committed to being successful and have a passion for it. Because if you're not passionate about it, if you don't enjoy it, you're only going to do it for so long until you give up, or you'll just do the bare minimum to barely scrape by and just do it mindlessly because you're not really enjoying it. If you're the right person with the right attitude that can do that, wants to learn this business, we want you on our team, because we will be more than willing and happy to share everything we know with serious, dedicated people, because if we can help others grow, that helps our business grow. And, I'd rather leverage 5 people and make a little bit off each one of their deals by helping them do deals than go out and try to do every deal on my own, because that's the wrong mindset. That's stinking thinking.
You know what? Just to kind of tie that up, I mean, there's a lot of places you can get education. There's a lot of people and organizations live, sort of like if you joined our team, you could kind of join their team too. But I really want to point out and express the property noodler difference is that I haven't seen one yet. So, but I'm not gonna use the word all, but I will say most, most all of the other people that are doing something similar to what we have here, in that, hey, join our team, so to speak, and learn how to do this and learn how to get deals. And, obviously we'll be sharing and blah, blah, blah. They're really all about, here's a bunch of education, but you just, I'm done with you now. Here's a bunch of education. I'm giving it to you. It's yours. You go learn it and you go do it. Whereas with us, our whole thing is, you know what? You join our team. Come on, let's go do it. And let's get you learning it while you're doing it with us, not going out there and saying, here's a pile of information, go learn it and go do it. And that's the model that I see. And like I said, I'm not going to use all, but most all of every other real estate wholesaling educational system that I've seen out there ever operates in that manner. It's all on you. I mean, and it's all on you with us too, but we're going to hold your hand and help you along the way to get you started right side by side with us. And that's a huge difference, because when it's all on you, you're the one that's got to get up in the morning and look in the mirror and go, you got to go do it today, right? When you're with us, you get up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you go, you get to go out with John and Paul and do it today. I mean, there's a whole lot of power in the people there. You've got support right there by your side. And that's sort of the angle that we've applied from the network marketing system or model that we've incorporated into this educational system of the Property Noodler system. So I just wanted to point that out, that's really the key element. And just like, the title of the power of the people, the power of the people for us, like John was just saying, is to have more people on the team, doing a few deals. And, that's basically us doing more deals. So, I mean, that's the power of it for us. Whereas on the reverse side of the fence, though, the power of the people for you is to not having to stand there alone and figure this all out and do all this stuff, you know, and just having somebody, you know, here to, you know, you can answer questions and things like that, and they can sort of point you in the right direction, but they still, you know, open the door and kick you in the butt and say, go do it. You know, they don't walk out that door with you, you know, side by side and go do it with you. That's a huge difference.
It is a huge difference. And you know what? There is a lot of great education out there, a lot of great local education, and there's national education, and there's the guru programs. But you know, the guru programs only work for about 2% of the 2 to 5% of the people that buy the guru program. But it's because those 2 to 5% have a certain mindset going into the program that the other 95, 98% of people don't have. And they'll fill in the blanks. I'm a 2%er, in my opinion. Paul's a 2%er. We met in January of 2012, and we had no clue about wholesale real estate, how it worked, how to write a contract, really nothing other than it. For us, it was, we bought a lottery ticket. We had $1 and a dream, and we bought a guaranteed lottery ticket if you're guaranteed to go to work and turn that ticket into a winning ticket. We had both taken tons of guru courses, Paul more than me over the years. Nothing was working for him. Nothing was clicking. I happened to stumble into a real estate workshop about 3 months prior to meeting Paul, and I heard the perfect pitch at that network, at that workshop. I heard about wholesale real estate and what it meant to assign a contract and double close, and how you can flip properties without ever actually owning the property. And I made my mind up right then and there that I was going to figure out how to do it. And as Paul said, he was talking last night, we did 3 deals, 2 or 3 deals in our first year. Actually, I think it was 3. We did 2 right in August, and then we closed on the condo that I'm living in, actually, right at the end of December. So 3 deals the first year, followed by, I think, 8 deals.
Can I cut in 1 second? You know, it's always like one of the hits of my presentation in telling this story kind of a thing is the fact that you and I had to split the cost of a $27 probate book because we were so freaking broke.
Yeah, that is funny. And we made, and year 2, what do you say we did in year 2? 6 or 8 deals?
9
deals in year 2, 12 deals in year 3, and 52 deals in year 4. And going into year, are we really in year 5?
I know, is that amazing?
We're on track to do 144 deals. By this, you know, we've done 18. I don't even know the number. Actually, I think it's more. Like, you were telling people 13, and then I went over it with you, and you're like, well, I'm a jackass because there was like 6 other deals you weren't accounting for.
Right.
You know what? There's so much going on right now, but you know what? I don't need to know how many deals I'm doing. I've got a team that worries about how many deals are getting done and closed. And now it's, you know, you get to a point where you're sitting back, collecting checks, and only doing the work that you want to do.
Ooh. Wow, sorry. My body just woke
I'm
up.
yawning my ass off too over here. I don't know what it is. It's
I just had the big body crunch down, that moment in time where, you know, the blood suddenly just goes, here we go, enough oxygen, enough caffeine, let's get moving here. Just had that moment. So yeah, you know what, power of the team, power of the people, and it expands beyond just, you know, the people that you work with, you know, the people that, you know, a team that you might join, or it expands beyond just the people that we might have join our team to all of the people that we utilize as well too in getting deals done. Some people who, you know, we go, the regular go-to people that bring us particular buyers for particular types of property. You know, attorneys, accountants. I mean, all the, you know, the power of the people is what you got to build your business around, and start thinking that way right from the get-go, and start you know, changing your thought processes away from the whole I got to do this all myself kind of a mentality, which, hey, not afraid to admit it. That's where John and I both started, was with that sort of, we got to do this ourselves sort of mentality, until after we finally got our first deals. And then it was like, oh, we need somebody here to start doing this again for us. And that was sort of like the first kickoff. But I almost don't even count that first year as us being in business, because we were just a couple of idiots trying to do something that we had no clue about. And we got lucky. The universe rewarded us for being bullheaded, I think. But it was really in year 2 when we started learning about the fact that it wasn't so much the system and what we were doing, more so that it was just ourselves and who we were and the type of people that we were and the type of people that we needed to be in order to create success at anything, but also at wholesale real estate. And I really consider that my first year of running this business, because that's when I started realizing that, it's me that needs to run this business, kind of a thing. And it's me that needs to become the person who can run this kind of a business. So I consider myself to be in 1, 2, 3, us, entering into year 4 as far as my success plan for my future of financial freedom goes. So, 4 years in the real estate business, but 5 years, 4 years completed in year 5 of the real estate business, but 3 years completed in year 4 of my financial freedom success plan business. So with that, you got a final thought, John, you want to throw in here and get this show over with?
My final thought is the Napoleon Hill prayer. Oh, universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom and relationships with which to make better use of the riches given to me at birth, consisting in the power to control and direct my mind to whatever end I may desire. So with that, go out, make it a great weekend. Wish you the best of success, and we'll see you back here on New Op Day, when we're going to talk about one of the most important key elements to wholesale real estate, the relationship side. How do we build relationships? How do we influence people? How do we become leaders? Well, come on Monday, and we're going to talk all about that, because we always discuss this great book here, How to Win Friends and Influence People, which is Paul and I's one of our systems for success.
Yeah. So with that, get off the couch, change your Cheeto stained underwear, put on some pants, and go meet some people. Bye, everybody.